Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Shouldn't try to do that.
Shouldn't try. That'd be a travesty. This
That's disrespectful.
this dog pile, fucking yeah. The origins for Heath Ledger's Joker. If they did that, that's fucking nuts. That's actually insane. But he was doing like the Arthur Fleck fucking laugh, right? And then he started cutting his own face. You know where I got these scars at? Like, are they doing that? That'd be actually crazy. And to me, kind of insulting, considering the level of writing from Joker and Joker Part 2. It's like, that's kind of insulting, actually. But whatever. All right. Joker Part 2. Is that what that means? Folie à deux. Does that mean Part 2? If it does, whatever. I'm calling it Joker, the sequel. The Joaquin Phoenix, Todd Phillips, Joker, Part 2. That's what I'll call it. Man. Initially, I thought they were going with I guess a musical romance type of thing, where we see like almost like a fantasy version of the origins of both Joker and Harley Quinn. Right? I thought they were going with that, but I think the last whatever minutes of this movie wrecked that idea, but also wrecked me. This ending, like, kind of killed me, because I'm not looking at this movie like, oh, I have this idea of the Joker. Right? I do have an idea of the Joker, right? I'm a Batman fan. I have an idea of what the Joker is from different versions of him, from like, you know, cartoon shows to video games to movies. I have an idea of the Joker character, and they were not going in that direction. They were trying to do something different. It looked like, right, especially with the musical aspect. And for me, that's not the giant turnoff that it might be for most, you know, Batman fans. Because even if people took the Joker, the first movie, Joker, if they took that serious, they were still in the back of their heads like, yeah, this is like a cool version, a cool introduction, a cool beginning to the Joker character. And that has all been smashed to pieces. But for me, the musical thing didn't bother me. I just took it as a movie, right? That's how I judge things. I judge it as a movie as it is. With that being said, oh my God, I think full wreckage started with this movie when Arthur started representing himself in the courtroom. That's when full wreckage started happening, because it was the judge okaying him representing himself was kind of wreckage. Then him okaying him wearing clown makeup, that was extra wreckage. And then Arthur didn't even, like, I don't know, he didn't attempt any type of defense. He was just doing, I guess he's playing the Joker character there, like the Joker from the first movie, Joker. Like, he's doing that type of character in this whole courtroom scene. Like, none of the questions made sense to the fucking to the court case, which is like, whatever, okay. It's not supposed to be a courtroom movie, but still, like, I don't know. It was just weird and confusing, kind of. Even it started to turn into like a comedy, to where I started questioning, like, hey, is this all happening in Arthur's head? Like, is he doing all this shit in his head where he comes off as charismatic and, you know, the Joker persona, but in reality he's like actually some stammering idiot trying to defend himself in a court case? But no, I guess he actually was doing all this, and the judge actually allowed him to do all that shit. To where, like, like, I thought there's certain things where it's like it wasn't even Arthur joking. I thought it was the writers of the movie joking. Like, the no offense, right? The little guy, Mr. Puddles, right? Joker writes on his notepad. He writes, "Puddles? Huh. Is that your real name?" Like, because he's small, so he's like, "Yo, is Puddles your real name?" But that's not even the funny part. The funny part is where it's like Arthur. I never felt so small. It's like, are you trolling me? Are you trolling me right now, movie? That was fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of little people. I'm just saying, someone wrote that in there and made that guy say that as he's a little person in the movie. Like, that's kind of fucking crazy and super duper records to me. What else comical happened from that? The guard, right? Brendan Gleeson, right? The guard that was like, he was like nice, kind of nice to Arthur, right? He's like, "Oh, you have a joke for us today, Arthur?" All the guards did that, but he was like particularly nice to him, right? And then Arthur insulted him on TV or something during a TV interview, or maybe during the court case. I forgot which part it was, but he insulted him, and this guy's like out for vengeance. Like, he's full blown out for vengeance. Like, I don't know. It's like he had that like emotion of like, "I thought we were friends." Like, he had that type of emotional reaction to Arthur calling them like fat and, trash guards, and they're abusive and whatever the fuck. This guy took it really, really personally. Where like I guess he actually did like Arthur, and then Arthur disappointed him, and he killed like an inmate, because of it. I don't know. I thought that was wreckage as well. I thought that was extremely stupid and not built into the character. It was just like kind of, it was just stupid to me. What else? Uh, like, all right, with the judge allowing Arthur to represent himself and wear the clown makeup and suit. Like, did he have like a custom suit on or something? Like, did they allow the custom suit be worn on him, or like where'd that come from? That's why I'm thinking it's like part of his imagination, or like a dream or something. But no, he actually did that and actually wore that outfit, and it was all good, all cool to the judge, I guess. But he was like doing like weird accent. Like, there's moments where he was like a Southern accent, then moments where he was British, then Southern again. And I'm like, "Yo, Judge, this guy's clearly batshit crazy. You're gonna let him represent himself? Like, that would like." There's levels to suspension of disbelief, and you allowed that to happen. It's kind of crazy to me. Uh, Jesus Christ. There's a weird part. I'm just like noticing things. Where the jury says the state of New York, like, we the jury, with the powers of the state of New York, we say he's guilty, or whatever the fuck she says, right? But it's like the state of New York, and then the radio, like scenes later, is talking about Gotham. Is Gotham located in New York? Maybe it is. I don't know. That was kind of weird. Uh, Jesus. Okay, let's go with the biggest flub for me. Like I said, would I have wanted this to be a musical? No. But a large portion of the beginning of the movie is very musical like. But it's like it's somewhat understandable because I guess it's in Arthur's head. But, cinematically, I wouldn't go with that. But for me, like, I'm watching a movie, right? I'm not watching a DC property, or I'm not watching a Batman movie. Like, okay, you're doing something experimental with this movie. Fine. Go ahead. But you can't build up this love story thing and kind of, I guess, make it meaningless near the end. I felt like they made it meaningless, almost. Like, we don't even know. Like, did Harley Quinn blow the bomb up at the courthouse to get him out? But she also dismissed him when he did show up, where the cops arrived 10 seconds later after they were done with their conversation, which is kind of crazy. Cinematically, kind of crazy. But whatever. That's I don't know. Like if you go with the love story aspect, and it's like where it touches more of the abstract, like oh that would make more sense why we're in a musical right now regarding the kind of well-known characters of the Joker and Harley Quinn. Like okay, that makes a little bit more sense. It fits a little more. Like their craziness, there's a method to their madness. They're in love, or you know, they're in love and they're both like rebellious or something. Like there'd be more of an aspect to it, but they kind of took that away. I think. Uh, Jesus Christ, I I'm blabbering again. Like it is what it is. I get passionate about movies, and I can already smell what people like the average moviegoer after watching the first Joker, then seeing this, they're gonna get wrecked. They're going to get destroyed watching this movie. Like it's not even like they are going to get destroyed. They're going to get wrecked. I understand because this is not Joker Part One. Even though I didn't think that was a great movie, I thought it was an okay movie. It's highly overrated, but an okay movie at the end of the day. But this shit is going to wreck Joker, wreck movie goers. It's going to wreck them. It is. They want the kind of what's the word? I guess a little fuck. What's the word? Like a is gory the right word? I don't think gory is the right word. It's like a morbid. They want the morbid curiosity of the first movie to keep playing out into this movie, right? Where they show dark scenes in the first movie of murders, right? That look kind of semi-realistic. It's still kind of movie-like, but it's still kind of realistic to where they get their fucking nuts off watching it. Especially the fucking Murray scene, right? Where he shoots him in the fucking face. Like that looked like damn, that's kind of realistic looking. Oh fuck! Like they get their rocks off seeing that. They're like, fuck, what a good movie. It moved me. Right? The kind of in your face violence moved people. They didn't care why he was there or how it happened. Like, who cares about that? It's all about kind of the grotesqueries of these little moments they show in the first movie. I think that was the actual attraction to the movie. They kind of took that away in this one. It kind of took it away. There's moments here and there. Well, I guess when Arthur gets killed, but who wants to see Arthur get killed? They're still holding on to part of that Batman aura, right? To where they want the Joker to live and do something else. But I guess the other guy becomes Joker. Maybe becomes Heath Ledger's Joker. Warner Brothers, don't do it. End the series now. End it here. Do not touch The Dark Knight or any of those fucking movies, man. Get rid of those. Do not do that, please. But maybe, yeah, I'm just saying. I hope they don't do that. Yeah, this is gonna wreck people, 100%. It's damn, man. And here's the thing: as a film, it's not that good, man. It's not that good. They had something they were kind of building, but your conclusions kind of dictate what's to be said about your beginnings. Just like this movie is going to say something about the first movie. It is for most fans. It's going to say something about the first movie to where they're like, yeah, you know what? Joker wasn't even really that good because they know what happens afterwards. It's going to wreck them. And for me, the beginning of the movie, which I thought was like, it's like, okay, it's all right. Two peas in a pod. Joker talking about his shadow. Or, Arthur talking about his shadow, which I guess would be Joker, which is where Harley Quinn's real personality, real persona would be hiding at, where he'd get to notice her and have some sort of, like, oh, she completes him. She boasts up the Joker persona, right? And he boasts up, I guess, Harley Quinn, clown persona. Like, oh, that would work. They kind of threw that away. So, like I said, your endings can fuck your beginnings. And I think they did that. Jeez, what else can I say about this movie? I think that's kind of it, honestly. Uh, do I recommend? I guess. Or Jesse, do you want to say anything? If you're even there.
Um, only thing I'd say is that it just doesn't feel very cohesive to itself. It feels very jumbled. A lot of things, like like
Yeah.
when there's a bunch of different writers or something. I don't know. It was it was yeah. I think like what you were saying that it basically diminished the first movie. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. It diminished at the beginning of this movie itself, but also kind of diminished the first movie in a way. In a way, it did.
Mm.
It definitely did to me. I think most moviegoers, the average movie fan, they will take that. Like they will see that. I think just like
Yeah.
House of Dragon, where when they see the end of season two, like, wait a minute, season one wasn't really that good if you really think about it. Like if you watch it in real time, yeah, you could see it's not that good, but they'll go back and see the mistakes, I guess. Right, the same guy making it, Todd Phillips, same guy making both movies, and there's a drastic change. It is what it is. I accept that. Uh, you want to keep going, God?
No, that's all I have. Yeah. So because it diminishes the first movie, I would not recommend it. Yep.
I mean, if you saw the first one, you have to see this. So I guess I, by default, recommend. If if there wasn't, listen, I'm not gonna lie, I have a gripe with the whole hype of the first movie. I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was kind of, in a way, kind of lazy, like kind of really lazy. Like a lot of tropes and cliches about the crazy guy in the movie. You're just following like the only real difference was you're following more of the crazy guy's perspective, right? You're making him more sympathetic, but you're writing off. There's no method to his madness. He's just crazy because he has a crazy mom, and he's off his pills, which they kind of continued in this movie in the beginning, at least. But at the very least, for me, the reward would be him finding Harley Quinn. Like that would be the reward for me as far as watching storytelling play out. Is that they have this dynamic together, and they're like somehow from two different worlds in a way, like meant for each other. Arthur from this poor background, and Harley from, I guess she has rich parents, I guess in this story at least, right? Listen, if someone's a dweeb, if they're a dweeb, and they're like, well, Harley Quinn was a psychiatrist and she treated Joker, and that's what we should be getting. Like, sorry, man. Like, sorry, dude. You're not a film fan. You're a Batman fan. Go read the comic book or something, or watch a movie that absolutely reflects the comic book. But you're probably not a movie fan at that point. Whatever. Uh, yeah. I'm just gonna say, like, hey, man, the first movie, I think people didn't see what was happening there. Kind of like Star Wars fans, like they don't see what's right in front of their faces. So then when things start changing around, they're like, "How that? What the fuck is this?" Like, well, they didn't really establish the thing you thought they established. They didn't really do that. Sorry. So thus, if it's not established, you can play around with it, even if it's made by the same creators, made by the same fucking people. They still change it around. Like you don't know. You're like, what the fuck happened? Like, well, you know, there's your imagination, and there's the movie itself, and maybe you missed the movie itself. But whatever. Uh, recommendation? Yeah, I'll recommend. It's a major blockbuster style movie. Like it should be watched. I think if you're a movie fan, you should go watch it. Like don't stick strictly to fucking indies or anything like that. Like you should watch this and give a real, or watch the first one for, if you haven't seen it, watch the first one, then watch this, and give a real fucking like analysis of it. If you're, yeah, I have to recommend regardless. If you're just a straight up pop culture movie fan, if you're just a Batman fan, whatever fan you are, I recommend this. It is what it is. Score wise, oh good god. Right, I know people are gonna give this bottom of the earth fucking numbers. They're gonna give it Fs. They're gonna give it 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Like it's not that bad. Let's not go crazy here. For me, it is a. I think I'm gonna go with a 6.7 out of 10. Solid 6.7. Below average, right? I think it's below mediocre because of the disconnect from one portion of the movie to the other, and also from one movie to the other. I think there's a strong, strong disconnect that even if there was like purposely written in a connection between these things, the writers didn't know how to, and the writers and directors didn't know how to portray it to the audience, which is a flub, isn't it? That's a fuck up. Like, sorry to say, like it is what it is. It is a fuck up if you can't communicate that to your audience. I think most people are gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on here? I saw Joker 1. What the fuck is this?" Or they're brand new to it and they're like, "Fuck, I love musicals. Oh wow, what a great musical. Okay, it's a little dark. Okay, what the fuck is that ending though? What happened with the ending? Why is that? Why are things starting to like go crazy and like not really make sense at all?" Like this is like so. I think there's a disconnect from this movie on its own, and also the first movie to the second movie, and it's like that's to me. I can't. How am I supposed to call that like average? I think it's a little below average when that happens. So
Did the guy at the end cut himself?
oh, it looked like he was cutting his face, like Heath Ledger Joker, which would be crazy, right? I think Warner Brothers, if they own rights to that, they're like, this is the origin story of Heath Ledger's Joker. It wouldn't make, first of all, it wouldn't make sense because the depth of the Joker character in in The Dark Knight is like miles beyond what either Joker and Joker Part 2 could even dream of. They're nowhere near anything like that. And also, he should probably just be without an origin. That's just comes off as stupid and kind of yeah, it's kind of trash to come up with an origin story like that. But if it is, like, hey, why not? They have the rights to it. I'm not going to take it into account with Nolan's trilogy. I'm just going to leave that on its own. Like, yeah, it is what it is. All right. So 6.7. Do you have a grade, Jesse?
No.
No. Fair enough.
Pass. Pass.
All right. There's a review of Joker. Folie à deux. Does that mean part 2? Whatever. Joker 2. Todd Phillips Joker 2. There you go.